For a few hours, there ended up being a sort of day two or night two of the birthday party for two of Mom's friends. That was hosted by or at least the karaoke part, by another of Mom's friends. We were initially going to have a karaoke night at the Dakota, but in the back room, they had a private party going on. And as such, our karaoke host for this impromptu party that kind of started around 10:30, 10:40 p.m. Couldn't use the back room that's typically used for a karaoke party at the Dakota. We kind of had a plan in place. I was going to order a salad, most likely the Oriental salad, with oranges and sliced almonds, and maybe get steak with it in order to get a more keto-friendly option than the nacho platter I got the last two times I was at the Dakota. And I was going to work on a unfinished polystyrene drawing project that I managed to find last minute before we all went to the Dakota. Me, Mom, and her friend Johnny. With him driving both to and from the Dakota. I found, that unfinished polystyrene drawing project in one of Wegmans' reusable, I don't think I can really say tote, because not exactly like a tote bag, reusable cloth bags, fabric bags. I think I've called it canvas in the past, but that might be a type of leather or thick fabric. That bag had and still does a whole bunch of used but relatively new. Sharpie markers, both fine and ultra fine tipped. And that unfinished polystyrene drawing project. Within a sandwich bag. Well, I just thought to look in my sister's former room. And I just thought to look in a reusable Wegmans bag I found within that room. And I rediscovered that unfinished polystyrene drawing project that I would have worked on once in the karaoke room, the back room of the Dakota. I got a glass of water with ice while at the Dakota. And I think we waited for at least an hour before we ultimately decided to go back to Mom's place and have one of Mom's friends host some karaoke for some time, during which I sang first Oobla Dee Oobla Da by the Beatles, and then Sister Christian by Night Ranger. I brought out these classic crackers from I believe it's our pantry, but it's shaped like a closet more than a shelf. A closet that consists of several shelves, technically. I didn't bring these out during the party, though. These slices of cheese. The leftover pizza pretty much entirely consisted of leftovers from the cheese sheet pizza by that point. With just a few, if any, remaining slices of pepperoni. I had a glass of the red punch that was mentioned at one point last night. and had a half shot of the rum chata peppermint liquor. Which thankfully wasn't too strong when it came to the peppermint flavor aspect of it. That was pretty much all the alcohol I had tonight. I had some of these leftover chips, and I'm pretty much responsible for why there's just that many left. Not there were that many left to begin with on the second night. Starting tonight. And for tonight, by that point, at one point tonight, someone found some queso with salsa overtones by the Tostitos company in our fridge and brought it out. And that made me take some of these chips to dip into that queso sauce, which was very novel compared to the ranch and Mexican street corn sauce that I had previously last night. Yesterday, shortly after I had some of the leftover pizza, I decided that the thawing was finished for the Oreo ice cream cake leftovers I asked Mom to bring out. And I asked Mom to cut me a slice. I got the big Oreo cookie with my slice of the leftover Oreo ice cream cake. I had the chips and queso later. And I recall indulging a bit in unintended party favors, contents of gummy worms with Hershey's Kisses, both regular chocolate and white chocolate with embedded peppermint candies, or at least peppermint flavoring. slash filling. It was all pretty good. Orange juice was not brought out for the second night of the impromptu second night of the party. I think generally our half dozen or so guests, consisting of Mom's friends, alternated between making small talk in the living room and making small talk here around our dining room table. Before the impromptu party, and even our Dakota trip to the Dakota, around 3:45 p.m., I had some of the leftover pizza and chips with some of the leftover French onion. Oh yeah, it wasn't ranch. It was French onion dip. But the two dips look almost exactly alike, so I guess it's possible to confuse the two, although the two dips do taste different. But yeah, the two dipping sauces we had for the first day at the party, French onion and Mexican street corn flavored dip. Though for the second night, tonight, it was pretty much just queso with some salsa mixed in from the Tostitos brand. I used a spoon in order to scrape a couple spoonfuls of leftover French onion dip for what I had around 3:45 p.m. I recall waking up around, I would say, 1:30 p.m. at the latest, and at the earliest, maybe 12:30 p.m. Around the time I got up, I recall in the microwave there was a cup of tea with Manuka honey in it. That's what I'm assuming. Though I don't recall it being made specifically for me. It could have been something else, so I didn't drink any of that cup of tea with the Manuka honey in it.